Hi, eighth graders. Today we're going to look at just a part of the quadratic formula. I know the quadratic formula, it's quite an involved and busy sort of thing. Hopefully you've been humming along. Quadratic formula, negative b plus. But today we're just going to look at a part of it. It's called the discriminant. And it's the part that's inside the square root. Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. So that part, that b squared minus 4ac. So we'll look at that specifically. We'll talk about why it's important. And then you'll get to work. So this one shouldn't take too long. So if you remember the quadratic formula itself, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root. And we're going to change color here of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And the b squared minus 4ac, that is the discriminant. And that tells you whether that equation has, well, two solutions or one solution or no solution at all. Because if you think about it, you have to take a square root of that number. If that number ends up being negative, there's no square root of a negative number, no real square root of a negative number. So then, therefore, there'd have to be no solution. If b squared minus 4ac is 0, well, square root of 0 is 0, plus or minus 0 doesn't make a difference, so there's only one solution. And if b squared minus 4ac is positive, well, there's two solutions. So you're going to be doing a couple of different kinds of questions on this. First one, they talk about just simply finding discriminant. Okay, so b squared. B is 8. 8 is 64. Minus 4 times a is 6. And c is 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. 6 times 20 is 120. So 64 minus 120. Now, at this point, if this question was asking how many solutions are there, 64 minus 120 is negative. There's no real square root to a negative number. So you can't do it, which means that equation has no solution. There's no value you can put in place of z in that equation and come up with an answer. Okay, but that's not what it's asking for. It's just asking what the discriminant is. So 64 minus 120 says negative 56. Again, your calculator, you can just do it. 8 squared minus 4 times 6 times 5. Negative 56. Oh, let me get my enter tool. That's a discriminant. Okay. Okay. So again, fairly straightforward. You get to a couple later, they ask you, okay, how many solutions does it have? These you don't even need to go all the way. These you just need to go far enough to determine, is the discriminant going to be positive, negative, or 0? B squared. B is 8. 8 squared is 64. Minus 4 times a is 4 times c is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times, it's 64 minus 64, which is 0. Square root of 0 is 0. Plus or minus 0 doesn't make difference. This problem has one solution. Okay, it's not even asking you what the solution is. So this is less work than yesterday. There's one solution. Boom, that's it. You're done. Fantastic. See, it's fantastic. Okay, do another one. Okay, b squared minus 4ac. Again, quadratic formula, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root. B squared minus 4ac. It gets annoying after a little time, doesn't it? All over 2a. So b squared. 4 is b, so it's 16, b squared, minus 4 times 9 times negative 7. Okay, so now let's use a little number sense here. Notice, that's a negative number, that's a negative number, which means it's going to be 16 plus a something, which means my answer is going to be positive. If my answer is positive, a positive square root has two roots, a positive root and a negative root, which means this one is going to have two real solutions. Yay! Okay. Let's just do this one. It's probably our last one. Okay. So b squared, there's b. B squared is 64. Minus 4 times a is 4 times c is 5. 4 times, well, I'm going to do 4 times 5 first, which is 20. 20 times 4 is 80, so this is going to be 64 minus 80. Before I go any further, I'm pretty sure I know that's going to be a negative number. And the square root of a negative number is not a real number. Therefore, this has no real solutions. That's pretty much it. If we want to jump up a level to see what's going on, let's see. Okay. Well, what's b here? Again, sort of like yesterday, b 0. If you think about it, the equation is 5 r squared plus 0r minus 4. Now be careful. Just because b is 0 doesn't mean it doesn't have a solution. Okay? Because if you think about it, b squared is 0 minus 4 times 5 times negative 4. That's going to be positive. So it's going to be 0 plus a positive number, which means it's going to have two solutions. Okay, so just be careful. Just because there's no b term or b is 0 does not mean there's going to be no solution. And maybe harder numbers there. So I think you've got this. I don't think I need to go any further into this. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.